Does your old Honda motorcycle have a slipping clutch? Well, stay tuned. This is the video to watch. We're going to start things off with 400 grit sandpaper, but I just want to show you guys something. Get a little caliper, measure all your plates, make sure they're outside of the service limit, and make sure your spring preload is in fact bad before you order the parts. My caliper was dead here. But I'm going to be using the sandpaper, and we're just going to lightly scuff up the plates. Now, it's okay to use a back and forth motion like this, but when you do your final finish, you want to make sure you go in a circle, and you'll see that later, as that's going to put a nice little cross hatch into it, and it's going to give that, those friction plates something to bite to. So we're just going to do that here in a little bit. Now, when I piece this video together, it's going to look like everything went smoothly. But I'll tell you guys, today I had a crazy amount of troubleshooting to do. And it's because they sent me the damn wrong plates. I waited a whole month for these EBC clutch plates to show up. And they just sent me ones that were half the thickness of my factory ones. So in hindsight, what I had to do was use my factory plates that were, they were within the service limit, but they were getting worn out. I resurfaced the steel plates and installed the heavy-duty springs, is what I ended up doing in the end. But I just wanted to show you guys that because you can easily order wrong parts with old bikes. But in this case, I didn't order the wrong parts. This was just a factory error, and I'll throw up on the screen here of them just admitting that they, sent me the wrong shit. Look at that color difference. The first time that I took this cover off, I did have a strip bolt, and to get that out, all I did was just drill out the head with the biggest drill bit I could fit, and then I just went ahead and removed the cover, and then it actually came out of the threads super damn easy, which was good. But I'm just using my air compressor here to clean up the clutch basket holder, I guess you want to call it. It holds all the plates in there. In the next upcoming videos, we're going to be tearing into this thing, because I have to replace the Tommy chain tensioner, as it's a common issue with these older Honda Nighthawks. And around 60,000 kilometers, they just seem to lose their spring tension within it, and they start to flop the chain around while you're riding. Sometimes you don't even notice it. It's only 3,000 to 4,000 RPM. You're cruising. It gets the perfect amount of slack. You don't even know it's broken. But then the moment that you crack onto it and you give them those high RPMs, you'll hear the ticking sound. So to people that don't know what it is, it's alarming as hell. But for me, I know it's just something simple that I can do at home. So I've got the parts in order from eBay. Hopefully it's not wrong like the clutch plates, but we'll just have to see. When cleaning these parts, all I'm using is a mix of two things actually. Brake clean for a lot of the clutch components, and some alcohol just for the little stuff that I don't care about. And I find it easier to just throw them in a bin, slosh it around, and then wipe them down like this. But with engine stuff, guys, I see it way too often. People just don't care, and they just put it on their dirty shop floor, and they reinstall it in the motor, and they figure, oh, I can just flush the oil out, and it'll, get rid of all the debris. No, it freaking won't. It'll get all jammed up in your motor. It'll score shit. You need to keep everything clean as possible when dealing with your motor. But yeah, here's those plates that did not fit at all. That you can see they look pretty. They look great, but they're half the thickness, so that's nice. Didn't know that at the time, though, so I'm thinking, oh yeah, it's great. Hopefully, though, we'll get a return on them and, get my money back and stuff like that. Not only are they half as thick, but they're also not even as wide, so you're getting less contact patch. But at least the springs were good. So far, I took it for a ride tonight, and they seem to be doing okay. Like, they definitely grip better, so they got that right. But here I'm just filling up with some 1040 oil, because that's what the bike calls for. If you guys are running in this issue with your older bike where there's a parallel twin or a 4-cylinder, it doesn't matter. You guys can use 2050 weight oil. It's pretty much this, it's a thicker viscosity, but it'll still get through everything, if that makes any sense. So just to kind of temporarily fix your ticking issue, that's what I've been doing here. But just gonna use 1040 for the clutches here, because I'm all out of the thicker stuff. And you just want to kind of put it in a little bucket. I mean, that's all I did. Just soak them for about 2 hours. That's what it calls for. And if your clutch pack's actually correct, you can just go ahead and start installing it. So first of all, this is sped up, but you're basically just going to do friction plate first and then steel. And that's all you do. You just repeat it until you have none left. Now this kit came with 7 plates, which, you know, I'm not sure why. And it also came with an extra spring. But that plate did not even fit in my motor, so that was nice. But then we're going to put that final plate on, and it has an alignment mark in it. There's going to be a dot on the clutch basket and a dot on the plate, or a line, sorry. You want to line those up, and then you're just going to plop your springs in like this, and then you're going to cross tighten them. This is the most important step. When you're removing it, you also want to cross loosen it, because you could easily warp everything inside, and then your clutch won't grab at all. Honda calls for about 8 foot-pounds on these. You want to be super careful. It's an aluminum basket. When putting the cover on, I didn't even torque these. I just kind of, they're 5mm Allens, guys. Been dealing with these for a while. I know how they feel. You just tighten them until they're tight. Pretty simple. And there she is, all back together. One thing I wanted to check out, though, was if my slave cylinder was dirty or something, because I just found that when I pulled the lever, it didn't have much range of motion on the lifting rod inside the motor. So I cracked that top plate open, seen that there was fluid in there, and decided to take this little slave cylinder pump off to kind of see what was going on. And what I noticed was there was a bunch of corrosion in there and stuff like that. So I took the Scotch-Brite, cleaned the actual rod up, and just took some Q-tips and WD-40, cleaned everything up. With these older bikes, guys, you just kind of keep doing things until it works, in my case. So I just wanted to make sure that everything was proper and correct, so that's why I cleaned it up. But yeah, that's pretty much how it went. You know, I got this thing on the road at the end of the day, and it went down just fine, and I'm happy with it. But hope you guys learned something in this video, and leave your thoughts down below, and thanks for watching.